With its curvaceous styling and sunflower yellow paint, this little 1990s French coupe would have been a real head turner when it was launched back in the late 90s. Today, however, it's perhaps going to be turning heads for the wrong reasons. All too often, cars of a certain age become neglected, picking up many car park battle scars and suffering from general paint degradation through swirl marks through poor wash practices, or even just general paint fading with a dullness, a loss of shine. It's time to bring that sparkle back and rectify a few of the defects on this vehicle. Welcome to day 1. Don't forget to subscribe to ensure you don't miss part 2 of this 2-day process. Before commencing with a 2-bucket contact wash, I always like to do a good pre-wash first, especially if the car is particularly dirty. So what I'm using here for the first stage is a citrus mix in a pump sprayer. I like using this because I can get into all little areas like wheel arches and under the edge of the sills as well. These number plates look like they've probably not been off the vehicle in quite a while. Now, such as number plates, light clusters, there are lots of places on a car where stubborn dirt can become trapped, and when you pressure wash the car, quite often that dirt will get forced in behind, and then you'll get streaks of dirt coming out from behind. Now, with these plates, in addition to being screwed on, it looks like they've also had a double-sided adhesive, which makes matters even worse. So you've got all that grime, all the horrors hidden behind. Maybe you've done something like this on your own vehicles. What dirty secrets have your cars been hiding? Let me know in the comments below. As you can see, the front one looks even worse than the one round the back. Definitely need something doing about that one. Time to get that pump sprayer back out again. So now with the plates off, we can have a good go at those areas that were previously covered up, and a few other little nooks and crannies as well. So after completing a citrus pre-wash, we've then hit the car with a snow foam. The idea with the snow foam is you leave it a few minutes to dwell and that loosens up some of the dirt, and it shouldn't be too thick, but it should be thick enough that it will cling to the dirt, and as it runs off the vehicle it should bring some of the contaminants with it. I've then used a soft detail brush just around the edges of the window rubbers and grills, just some places where stubborn dirt can sometimes get stuck. Now what I'm doing here is just giving the wheels a quick clean. I'm not actually going too crazy with this though. Reason being is the wheels are actually going to be coming off the car very soon anyway, so they'll get a much better do then. All I've done here is used a acid-free wheel cleaner and a selection of wheel cleaning brushes just to get into some of the areas where there's stubborn dirt. And while we're on the topic of stubborn dirt, remember we were talking about places where dirt can hide, like the number plates? Rear light clusters. I noticed when I was power washing the vehicle that there seemed to be this endless stream of small black particles coming from behind the tail lights. Straight away I suspected that there would have been a lot of dirt that had got hidden behind there over the years, and without the lights being removed there'd have been no way of actually getting it all out. So all we've done here is we've removed the unit, and I've just used a small sprayer with some all-purpose cleaner. Again, I brought back that fine soft detailing brush just to agitate it, and then just rinsing that out with the pressure washer, but with the unit actually turned off, so it's just working like a hose. Obviously once that's done, it's just a case of drying it off with a microfiber towel, and then it'll be ready for reinstallation. And if you think the near side one looks bad, wait until you see the state of the one on the off side, which is even worse, with a huge clump of dirt that had got clogged behind there. As well as the body of the car, I'm also having a go at the back of the light units themselves as well, which is a prime area for clumps of dirt to get compressed behind. With that segment out of the way, now it's time for the contact wash. I'm using a 2-bucket method here. Basically we've got 2 buckets with grit guards in the bottom, one of them has a washboard as well, and all we've got is the yellow bucket has got my clean water and cleaning product. The red bucket is basically just for cleaning the mitt, so use 1 bucket to clean the panel, 2nd bucket to then clean the mitt before I move on to the next. Then just drying it off with a microfiber towel. So with that complete, now it's time to start the decontamination. What I'm using here is a fallout remover. Now you'll notice I'm actually wearing gloves as well. Some of these products can be quite nasty. Now what the fallout remover is basically doing, sort of industrial contaminants in the air. I live in quite an industrial area, so you do get a lot of such contaminants in the vehicle paint, and what this does is just loosens them up. Again, you leave it a few minutes to dwell, and that should then start to take effect and start to bleed the contaminants from the surface of the paint. Once happy that the fallout remover segment has been completed, I then rinse off any remaining product. Obviously again you don't want these products drying, and particularly on a hot day like today it can soon sort of bake onto the surface of the paint and the glass. And as if the fallout remover weren't unpleasant enough, now we've got tar and adhesive remover. This particular one is Autoglyn, but other brands are available. Basically, I did actually have some of this in a spray bottle before, but at the moment I'm having to use it just basically pouring it onto a rag. So all those little tar spots you get quite often will be around places like wheel arches and on the sills of the vehicle. Especially if roads have been resurfaced, you'll just get bits flicking it from your tyres and sticking to the paint. So this stuff is great for removing that. It's also good for removing anything with adhesive as well. So if there's been any old stickers or such as behind the number plates, we had that double-sided adhesive. So again, later on we'll have a go at that with this product as well. Next stage of the decontamination process is the clay bar, which will remove any traces of old waxes and contaminants which may be ingrained into the paint. This particular brand is Build Hammer soft clay. They do have other grades as well, and I like this one because it can be used with water where some brands need a dedicated lubricant. And all you're doing is rubbing it across the paintwork. You'll hear it skim across and pick up contaminants. You then scrunch up the clay to put the contaminants inside to reveal a clean face again. Of course, if the clay is dropped on the ground, it must be discarded and not used again on the vehicle. This took a considerable amount of time, so we will pick the process up again the following day in another video. Thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing and watch out for the continuation of this video coming along very soon. Thanks again. Bye for now.